Hey, back again, folks. Eric Wood from Another Voice with Jason and Eric on WOLT 103.3 in Greenville, Greer, and Spartanburg, South Carolina. You can also go to canIGetAWordIn.com and follow us there, see what we're talking about. And while you're scrolling around the web, take a look at pdoutfitter.com. It's from our friends at Dry Fire Training Pistol Company, the folks that promote a responsible gun ownership, and it's their store where they're selling firearms, tasers, first aid supplies, survival gear, lots of great stuff. So check out pdoutfitter.com. Yesterday, June 15th, President Obama announced a major change in the enforcement of immigration laws in our country. Now, he announced that they're going to shift the focus in the immigration policy enforcement so that people who are under the age of 30, who were brought into the country before they were 16 years old and have lived here 5 years, who have gone to high school, graduated, or got their GED, are going to college, or served in the military or Coast Guard. They're not going to pursue them. There'll be a 2-year reprieve on pursuing them for deportation because they're here in this country illegally. It would also allow them to apply for a work permit. It's not a path to citizenship. It's only a 2-year relief, which I believe the president is hoping that over the next 2 years, Congress might decide to actually act on these folks. Now, amnesty and immunity are words that are being thrown around on the internet and on the news about this is what he's doing. He's giving amnesty to folks. Well, let me just explain something here. Amnesty is where a government pardons a criminal or gives a pardon to a criminal. The folks that are targeted here are people who were brought into this country without any will of their own. They were 2 years old, 5 years old. They didn't have the choice of whether they should or shouldn't come into this country. They were brought here on their own. So you can't give amnesty to someone who actually did not break the law. They didn't do it. Their parents did. So this is not amnesty. Is this the right course of action? And when I first heard it, I was concerned about the fact that the chief law enforcement agent seems to be ignoring the enforcing of the law, which we're a country that should follow the rule of law, and that concerned me. But as I got to think about it a little bit more, these individuals didn't break the law. So punishing them for the actions of their parents seems wrong. These folks are folks who want to become American citizens, who are doing the kinds of things we expect citizens to do. They're going to school. They're trying to become better members of society. They're joining the military. They're defending us. They're getting a college education so that they can become productive members of society, pay taxes more, and become a part of the American fabric. Now, I know the arguments, well, there's all kinds of people waiting in line out there. Well, these folks didn't do anything wrong. And they're trying to rectify their situation, which is in limbo. Their legal situation is limbo because they didn't break a law, but they don't have any path to do anything other than go back to a country that they don't know anything about. That's important to remember. You have a child that was brought here when they were 2. All they've ever really known about America, about home, is this country. If they're from Guatemala, they don't know anything about Guatemala. So we send them back at the age of 18. Many of these don't even speak Spanish anymore. And this applies to all countries, but this is the main focus on here. The other thing is I've heard this is going to be a magnet to draw more illegal immigration here. Now, what saddens me before I get into that is to hear the same senators and representatives who fought against any comprehensive immigration reform saying, well, we have to secure our borders first, and we have to take care of these other things first. Well, sure, but you haven't done it. But this magnet idea, this concept is that someone in a foreign country will think, let me do this. Let me make sure I have a child who's under the age of 16. Let me sneak into the United States. Make sure that that child goes to school, does well in school, so they can go on to college, or that they join the military 10, 15 years down the road. So that my child could possibly get a work visa to stay in the United States. That's not a magnet, folks. It's ridiculous to call that a magnet for more illegal immigration. Now, I will say, the federal government, and this is on you, President Obama, and the INS, needs to enforce the current laws that they are. We need to strengthen the border. We need to address the issues that are at hand. But let's be honest in this debate. Now, others are saying he's creating a new law. No, he's not creating a new law. And does he have the authority to do this? Well, he's the head of the executive branch. The executive branch enforces the law. So he has the authority to do this. And this is not, people are saying this is politics. Well, yeah, it is. Just like everything a politician does, it's politics. It's also nice when somebody does something right, even if it is for a political reason. But this is not out of character for him. Remember, are you listening? He's been trying to get the DREAM Act passed in Congress. He's been working on this his whole entire career in the White House. And he told Congress, he told the American people, if Congress will not act, I will act within my authority to do what I can. And that's what he's doing here. He's acting within his authority to do what's right. So let's have an honest discussion about this. I don't believe the president's breaking the rules. I don't think he's overstepping his authority. I think he's doing what he can to try to force Congress to do their job. And what I'd urge you to do is to contact your senator, your representative, and say, look, do comprehensive immigration reform. Stop the politics. Get it done. All right, until next time, this has been Eric from Another Voice with Jason and Eric. Go to www.canigetaWordIn.com.